Have you ever wondered about the profound wisdom in the Bhagavad Gita's Chapter 2? This sacred Hindu scripture opens the curtains to a riveting conversation between Lord Krishna, the divine mentor, and the warrior prince, Arjuna. As the battlefield of Kurukshetra bristles with anticipation, Arjuna finds himself mired in a deep moral quandary. He stands torn between his duty as a warrior and his love for his family. The opponents he faces are not just any adversaries, but his own kin, his cousins, uncles, and revered teachers. This dilemma leaves Arjuna in a state of confusion, a turmoil that shakes his resolve to engage in battle. He questions the righteousness of the impending war and the bloodshed it would entail. In his desperation, he drops his weapons, unable to bear the burden of his duty. Seeking counsel, Arjuna turns to Krishna, setting the stage for the enlightening discourse that follows. Krishna responds to Arjuna's turmoil with a simple yet profound teaching. As Arjuna grapples with the moral quandary before him, Krishna imparts the wisdom of detachment, known in Sanskrit as vairagya. This concept, though simple in theory, holds profound implications for our lives. Detachment, in the context of Sankhya Yoga, does not mean indifference or lack of care. Instead, it points towards a deeper understanding of the nature of life and our relationship with the world around us. Krishna advises Arjuna to perform his duty, his dharma, without being attached to the fruits of his actions. He is not to be swayed by success or failure, gain or loss. These transient outcomes, Krishna explains, are not within our control. They are governed by a myriad of factors beyond our grasp. What we can control, however, is our actions, our responses, our choices. To act without attachment to results is to act selflessly, to give our best to the task at hand without being ensnared by the potential rewards or punishments. It is to find satisfaction and fulfillment in the act itself, not in what it might bring. This, Krishna tells Arjuna, is the path to inner peace and spiritual growth. Imagine for a moment how liberating such a perspective could be. To engage fully in life's dance, yet remain untouched by its ebbs and flows. To love deeply yet hold loosely. To strive with all our might, yet rest easy in the knowledge that the results are not ours to dictate. This is the freedom that detachment offers. Detachment, as Krishna teaches, is not about withdrawing from the world. It's about engaging with it more fully, more authentically. It's about acting from a place of inner stillness, a place untouched by the tumult of life's ups and downs. It's about finding a balance between involvement and non-attachment, between action and surrender. This wisdom of detachment, Krishna explains, is key to achieving inner peace and spiritual growth. It's a teaching as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago, a beacon of light guiding us on the path of self-realization and inner transformation. Krishna then delves into the concept of Dharma, or duty. This principle, at the heart of many spiritual traditions, holds a unique and profound place within the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna's dialogue with Arjuna provides us with a nuanced understanding of Dharma, revealing it to be more than mere duty or obligation. Krishna emphasizes that Dharma is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Rather, it is deeply personal and rooted in one's nature and position in society. For instance, the Dharma of a teacher differs from that of a student, and the Dharma of a parent differs from that of a child. Each individual has unique responsibilities and roles to play, and fulfilling these is an essential part of their Dharma. Let's take Arjuna as an example. As a warrior, his Dharma is to fight for righteousness, to protect the weak, and to uphold justice. This is not simply because he's a warrior by profession, but because he possesses the qualities of a warrior: courage, bravery, and a strong sense of duty. But Arjuna finds himself in a predicament, torn between his familial bonds and his duty as a warrior. Krishna, in his infinite wisdom, does not trivialize Arjuna's concerns. Instead, he underscores the importance of Dharma, reminding Arjuna that his duty as a warrior is not merely about fighting a physical battle. It is about standing up for what is right, even when the path is fraught with difficulties. Krishna's teachings on Dharma are not restricted to the battlefield of Kurukshetra or the era of the Mahabharata. They are timeless, resonating with us even today, urging us to introspect on our own duties and responsibilities. Are we fulfilling our Dharma? Are we upholding justice and righteousness in our own lives? Dharma, as Krishna teaches, is about upholding justice and fulfilling our responsibilities. It is about being true to our nature and position in society, doing our best in every role we play, and doing so with a spirit of selflessness and detachment from the fruits of our actions. Krishna introduces Arjuna to a transformative understanding of life and death. In the midst of the battlefield, Krishna unveils to Arjuna the profound truth of the soul's immortality. He explains that the soul, or Atman, is not bound by the limitations of the physical body or the confines of time. The soul, Krishna imparts, is a divine spark, eternal and invincible, never born and never dying. Know this, Krishna says, that the soul within the body is everlastingly inviolable. No one can destroy the imperishable soul. This revelation offers Arjuna a new perspective on life and death, challenging our conventional understanding of mortality. The body is temporary and perishable, Krishna explains, but the soul is eternal, transcending birth and death. Krishna further illustrates this with a metaphor, comparing the body to a garment. Just as we discard old clothes and wear new ones, the soul discards an old, worn-out body and takes on a new one. This cycle of birth and death is a continual process, a journey that the soul embarks upon, transcending the mortal realm. Death is not an end, but a transition, a stepping stone in the soul's eternal journey. It's a shift from one state of being to another, a change of clothes, if you will. This understanding of death as a mere transition brings a sense of tranquility and acceptance, liberating one from the fear of mortality. It's this eternal nature of the soul that forms the bedrock of Sankhya Yoga's teachings. It's a truth that infuses life with a deeper purpose and meaning. This wisdom, Krishna suggests, should guide our actions and decisions, our way of living. We are not simply physical beings navigating through a temporary existence, but eternal souls on an everlasting journey. The teachings of Krishna in Sankhya Yoga aim to inspire a shift in perspective, a shift from identifying with the temporary, perishable physical body to recognizing our true nature as eternal, indestructible souls. The soul, Krishna imparts, is eternal and indestructible, transcending the physical body. Krishna presents a crucial choice to Arjuna: action or renunciation. In the grand theater of life, Krishna unfolds a powerful lesson. He introduces Arjuna to the dichotomy of action and renunciation, a choice that holds the potential to shape one's spiritual journey. Krishna, in his infinite wisdom, advocates for the path of selfless action, also known as karma yoga, over renunciation. This concept might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, isn't spirituality often linked with renouncing worldly pleasures and desires? But Krishna's teachings offer a different perspective. He suggests that true spirituality isn't about withdrawing from the world. It's not about shunning responsibilities or running away from duties. Instead, it's about immersing oneself in the world, engaging in one's prescribed duties, but doing so with a sense of detachment from the outcomes. This, Krishna explains, is the essence of karma yoga. It's not about action or inaction. It's about action without attachment, action without the expectation of rewards. This path requires devotion and dedication. It requires performing one's duties, not out of compulsion, but out of love and commitment. Krishna encourages Arjuna to embrace his role as a warrior, to fight for justice and righteousness, not for personal gain, but for the greater good. He reassures him that such selfless action will not bind him, but instead free him. This is the magic of karma yoga. It transforms ordinary actions into spiritual practice. It turns the battlefield of life into a field of spiritual growth. It allows us to live fully, to participate in the world, yet remain untouched by its dualities. And so, Krishna advises Arjuna to engage in his duty, not withdraw, marking the path of selfless action. This profound teaching resonates through the ages, inspiring us to live our lives with purpose, to act without attachment, and to find spirituality not in renunciation but in mindful, selfless action. As Chapter 2 concludes, Arjuna begins to understand the depth of Krishna's teachings. What started as a battlefield dilemma has turned into a journey of wisdom and self-discovery. His initial despair, his reluctance to fight, begins to wane as he delves deeper into the profound teachings of Lord Krishna. Krishna's words, rich in wisdom, serve not only as a guiding light for Arjuna, but also set the stage for a broader exploration of spiritual principles. The teachings of Sankhya Yoga, the concept of duty, the nature of the eternal soul, the path of selfless action, all these aspects start to take root in Arjuna's understanding. This critical transformation in Arjuna's perspective is like a prelude, a prologue to the profound exploration of spirituality that is to unfold in the subsequent chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. Sankhya Yoga, with its profound teachings on duty, detachment, and the eternal soul, continues to inspire seekers on the path of self-realization and inner transformation.